Hello, welcome back. So today I traded BLRX. I finished my month with a $35.72 loss. I think I'm down, oh yeah, for the month of October I finished red with $138.50 red negative losses. Um, the majority of those losses happened this week. The market is tanking, so things aren't really working like how they should. And I was watching the Tim Sykes Market Mastery. He had Roland and Huddy over there, and I had looked at BLRX because it was a top percent gainer, but I didn't like it because it wasn't a breakout chart. It was like right around here, and I mean it's got resistance in the 250s and a little bit further back in the threes, 250. In terms of volume resistance, though, not that much. 4 million, 4 million, so not really that much. And on the 20-year chart, 12 million, but that's really it. So not a lot of volume resistance. Like today, it packed 213 million. Is it shares of volume or dollars of volume? I think it's shares traded. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I was on the right track, but my entry was not good given my 10-cent risk level. So over the webinar, you could listen and hear, and like Roland had gotten right here at like 208 and he was risking 206. And I saw that this was a bottom, but I was like, VWAP is right here. What if it just hits its head and comes back down? I don't want to deal with that. So he was talking about something about stocks going in a channel and trading the channel. So, but buying close to support. And he was like, if there was, what did he say? If there was something of something, then it could have been a breakout. Oh, like if the market wasn't tanking, it could have easily been a short squeeze early on. So, oh, and I remember them talking about like if do they like a big panic before, and I think it doesn't matter if there's a big panic. Like it doesn't have to be a morning panic. It was just about the base setting up. So this is 1, 2, 3 candles that sit on 206. So it makes sense that his risk was 206. So the whole time I'm like, I don't know, this isn't really my play because it's not a low enough float for me. It's not a breakout chart. I don't really see what the appeal is, right? And then I saw that it broke, or it was about to break this 230 level right around here. And I was like, oh, this is the big push up from VWAP. This is the short squeeze. Here it comes. So I bought in here at 234. And it pulled back, and I was like, oh, it's probably going to pull back to VWAP. And I saw this little push to like the 240s. You know, normally it would be like, okay, it pulls back and then ramps. But it didn't keep going, and it failed. But it returned, it didn't fail exactly, it just returned very close to support, and then this became support 210. So here, and then liftoff. Whee! So the problem that I had, and I did good because these are the things that I did good in. I got in at 234 and I exited at 222. The minute it hit 224, it was my 10-cent risk level, so I exited with a little bit of slippage. That's why it's 222. So I lost 12 cents per share, which is fine. And I went in big. I went in at 300 shares because I was like, oh, this is a moneymaker, you know? My psychology was screwed. That's why I don't really like to go into chat rooms or anything. Like I like to be in my own head and listen to my own thinking, because you get too swayed when you feel like you're missing out and you're not sure when to enter. So that's what messed me up from the beginning. I should have just used it as a learning opportunity, but I was like, oh, I want to turn my month around. No, so just more losses. So I could have had a better trade if I would have entered at support. support here at 207, 206, buying at 208, risking off of it. And whenever it's up, I'm always afraid it's never going to come back to support. You know, this was another idea that I had, like, oh, I should have waited for it to be at VWAP. You know, the better play is waiting for it to come back to support. I always struggle with this idea. Like for shorting, buying tops was always my favorite, like trying to get the top and riding it down. But for going long, it seems like it's all about buying at support and riding it up. So I'm really struggling with that. But it ended up, it's so funny because if you look right here was my entry, right? So this was my entry point, which is exactly here. So it had the potential to go up, but not here. So for whatever reason, it broke out later. But it did have 1, 2, 3, it had support. It had this little bit of support, and then it had a bigger support showing that it was definitely support. So I don't know. I messed it up. So I'm going to start November the same way that I did October. I'm going to track my trades, and hopefully I can have a green month in November. But I'm really proud that I cut it quickly. So you see, like the other day, you was it. I didn't want to cut it because I was like, oh, it's going to work out. But you never know if it's going to work out or not. So this, it ended up working out. It went down all day. So that's why I have to stick to my little risk level, 10 cents. It should be 5 cents, to be honest. I should be risking 5 cents only. I'm going to try that for November, risking 5 cents. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's it. But I got to keep those losses small, even smaller than $35, $30. That's it. I've made the decision. Starting in November, my risk is 5 cents. Whether I'm getting in at support or I'm getting in and I'm chasing, 5 cents. Okay, that's all. Thank you so much. I'm going to have a picture of my November calendar on my Twitter page. If you're not following me on Twitter, please do. And I put like all the proofs, like, the screenshots from Interactive Brokers, my percentage win or loss that I calculate on Profitly. I'm going to have my picture of my my calendar up there. And a picture of the chart so I can remember it for next time, because I'm not printing it out anymore because I don't look at the printouts. So that's all for now. Hope you have a good night, and thank you so much.